Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome to Chatty Cathy and Crew. Today's question is, what is a slave? Today's crew member is the noble Mustafa Bey, once again coming to drop his jewel. And the reason why I had to redo this thing is because on the last video, you mentioned what is a slave, and then you kind of hinted on that it ain't what I think it is. I kind of thought it was people like you and I back in the day.
So in your mind, when you think of slave, what do you picture?
A black person.
A what person?
All right. A person that looks like you and I. Man, check that video. Make sure you like and subscribe, man. But yeah, a person that looks like you and I, that has dark hue.
Right. So let me do this, because I know the people that are Bible toting, scripture quoting folk.
Okay.
And I would say to them, just quickly, because remember we talked about vibration before, and the words, when you say things, you cast spells. It matters. What you say has tremendous power.
Your words got power.
Yeah. So even looking at the scripture, if you look at, because some people won't take anything you say unless you put Bible. So let's put some Bible to it. Can I do that?
Go ahead. Do you think?
John 1 says, in the beginning was the Word.
Okay.
You know, and it talked about the Word being with God, and the Word being God, and the whole bit. John 1:1, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the operative, the focus there is the Word. The Word is God. And then Psalms 82 goes and explains and talks about who's God and tells you that you are God.
Okay.
And then in John 10 and 29, that same John, when you read all the way through, because they were going to stone Yeshua, you call him Jesus, because he called himself the Son of God.
Right.
And Yeshua, or Jesus himself, said that you are God's. And your scripture, our scripture teaches us that in truth we are God's.
Okay.
We're talking about looking within instead of without. But nobody reads. And when I say read, I mean to analyze, to assess, to evaluate, to decipher, to decode, to study. That's what read really means. So we're talking about slave.
Right.
And I wanted the hype word. So the word we're going to go is slave. So I will go to your oldest dictionary you can find. Some of y'all got Oxford. Some of y'all got Funk and Wagnall. Some of y'all got American Heritage. The easy access is a 200-year-old dictionary, Noah Webster, 1828. So I sent you something.
You did?
On slave. I don't know, did you get that? You said to send it to you, because I wanted to send you something on slave. So it was really, really kind of weird. Hold on one second. So let me just pull up something that I sent on slave. So the point is, remember that when we were talking about words, is that in looking up words, you want to get to the etymology, the true de jure meaning of the word. So you're looking up words in a dictionary, not necessarily online, and you're seeing what does slave mean.
Right.
And inside the bracket of slave, if I can find it.
You got it, because I seen it. I just seen it.
Let me see. Because I want to read from there. I don't want to. Okay, here's black, here's slave. I got you. So you look inside those brackets. We showed the brackets that look like that. Inside the bracket is the true de jure meaning. So I'm going to read slave.
Okay.
200-year dictionary. This is what it says.
Okay, before you read slave, if you have not checked out the video, Are You Black? You need to go check that out so that you can catch up as to what he's saying. Go ahead. Okay,
my apologies. So before you read, so when you're looking at slave, it tells you it's a noun. It says a little N. And it reads as thus, and then it gives, remember the etymology of the word inside the brackets, it tells you what year the word came into existence, the languages that the word came into existence. And it also tells you other words that mean the same thing as this word. So it gives you a whole, and in the language is the culture. So it tells you, hey, when this word came into existence, this was the way of life at that time. Okay. And you put it all together to say, oh, this is how the word was used, and this is the de jure, lawful, organic meaning of the word. So that's what's going on. So with that, in those brackets, it talks about Slav, Danish, Slav, German, Dutch, Slove, Switzerland, Slav, French, esclave, and on. It gives all Italian, Slavo, and then it reads like this. This word, it's the word slave now, is commonly deduced from Slavi or Slovenians, the name of the people who were made slaves by the Venetians. So the name of the people who were made slaves by the Venetians. So let me just hit you with this. When you hear or see Venetians, they're the people that look like me and you. So it's people that look like me and you, the Venetians, and put people into a servitude. And the people that they put into a servitude, those people had a nationality. And they were Slovenian. So even in the language of today, when you hear about the people that are put into slavery, you want to consider, well, who was the original? So slave is a noun, a person, place, or thing. They are people. So the Slovenians were the organic slaves. The Czechoslovakians were the organic slaves. The Transylvanians were the organic slaves. The Slovenia, Czechoslovakia. How about Yugoslavians were the organic slaves?
Okay.
The modern day European, he doesn't look like you. You wrongly call him white, which you should never do. That's another show. And so they're the slaves. So when you really think of slave, don't think of you. But you've been conditioned in your mind, Kunta, to think that you're a slave. When the organic slaves were not us. We were the people doing the enslaving. So if you look, you'll find that even the people in the quote in in the American lands that were slaves and indentured service didn't look like you and me.
Hold on. Hold on. So you saying
this is what
all
the
those
history.
pictures and stuff that's made up?
Listen, no, I'm not saying that we weren't enslaved. I'm not saying
Clear that up.
I'm not saying that there was not slavery that was done to us. There's a whole depth of field on the trust instrument and being having fiduciary responsibility as these folk over your estate.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And so there was an agreement between the people that look like you and me
Okay.
and the modern day European.
Okay.
So when they came here to do business on our land that you call America or Almaraca or Morocco. So slavery, the original slave was not us.
Right.
It was them. And then there was a huge double cross. That's another lesson.
Okay.
This is all hidden history. They don't want you to know who you really are. You are the organic people of the land. You are the heir of the greatest unclaimed inheritance in the history of the world. And that heirship is called America.
Right. So there you have it. The true meaning of slave. And to know that originally you weren't a slave. Now over time things happen.
And that's a whole nother lesson, and we can get down with that too. We gotta cite the sources and all of that. I'll be glad to do it.
Man, listen. You can find this guy. Let me know where they can find
www.ourvoices.online. It's www.ourvoices.online. Click on Truth Walker individual shows. Slide down to playlist number 3 and start right there at show number 4 on playlist number 3. Who am I, Negro, black, colored, or African American?
You got it, man. Thanks for doing the show,
right,
man.
number 1.
Like and subscribe, man.
Appreciate you.
Make sure you check out the channel. We're going to keep dropping jewels and information for you to know every day. Well, not every day. Let me clear that up. When we get the opportunity. But my thing is to reach one, teach one. Man.
Hey, your bloodline is what matters.